Should I deny a cash gift on behalf of my kids? My dad left my mom when I was an adult. But it still had a profound impact on both of us. He said he did his duties as a father and wanted to move on. We've been no contact since the separation. Mostly on his end. I'd email him photos of my graduation, of my wedding, of my kids, and get one-word responses. That was until a couple of weeks ago when he got in contact to ask for my phone number to talk on the phone. He told me he's dying with lung cancer and was told to get his affairs in order. He said he doesn't regret leaving and that he doesn't love me because he never wanted to be a dad. But he was dividing assets between friends and said he wanted to leave $25,000 each to both of my kids. They're 8 and 6. My kids know about my dad. But I was always blunt and forthright about it. I never tried to paint a bad picture about him. I just laid out the fact and let them come to their own conclusions. Which evidently is pretty negative. But they're also still young. I want to deny this gift because accepting it means I forgive him in some way. Or that it was okay how he handled the divorce. He was attentive in my youth. A pretty good dad in retrospect. But literally the day after I turned 19 he was on the other side of the country. Am I wrong for wanting to do this? At this stage, it's an informal offer and I assume would be given as cash or check. He hasn't set up a trust but I can't stop it if he does, I don't think. The only way I can make this make sense in my head is by imagining you to be extraordinarily wealthy. If your children already have more money than they will ever be able to spend in their lives, then you should go ahead and do whatever feels right. If not, then WTF are you thinking? Take the money, set up a college fund for your kids. Move on. Don't be stupid. Think of the beneficial impact that money would have on you and your kids. If you don't take it, I gladly will. SMH must be nice to just turn down $50K. Accepting the money does not mean you forgive him. I would accept the money. I see what you're hesitant about this. But it would be a big benefit to your kids to accept it. And it doesn't mean you have to feel a certain way. I would think of it more as compensation. He made your life harder by leaving. Now he's making it a little bit easier by giving you resources to help your kids. It doesn't mean you forgive him or think he never did anything wrong. You're completely wrong. You're basically taking away potential college funds or down payments or jump starts to adulthood. Because of your emotions. It's for your children. Think about them. Who would that money go to if you deny, and would they deserve it more than your kids? This is his way of being a grandfather. Are you going to have to tell your kids one day they can't be a doctor because you refused their money from the grandpa? What if, God forbid, something happens to you? I don't have the answers to these questions, so no judgment here. But I think you should answer those to yourself. But remember, you can always donate to charity if you don't need it. Make something positive out of it. Shit like this is why you're all poor. By not taking the money, you are choosing your own feelings over what is best for your kids' futures. Which is exactly what your dad did. Just saying. You sound pretty much like your dad. This isn't just about you. Take it and start or add to their college funds. If they don't go to college, use it for their first car or a down payment on their first house. Money is not an apology, and accepting money is not forgiveness. I think when it comes to $50,000 for your kids, you suck it up and accept the money. Nobody says you have to start inviting him over for Thanksgiving. But if he's willing to give your kids $25,000 each, This is a no-brainer. I would be beyond mad to learn my parents decided to opt out of that amount of money for me over their own personal resentment. Doesn't matter. Your kids deserve the money. Declining that money is extremely stupid. Accepting his gift in no way means that you accept or forgive his actions. It simply means your kids now have a little bit of backup in the bank for when they're older. Get the money. Let him know you got it. And tell him that the kids will never know that it came from him. You're mad at your dad for being a shitty parent. So you punish your kids. Yeah. Sounds like a great parent to me. At least you're following in his footsteps. You're the asshole if you needed that too. Don't let pride stop you from getting a life-changing amount of money for your kids. Just because you take the money doesn't mean you forgive him. Someone's handing you $50,000 and you're pondering on it. Take it and go and forget about the situation. Set your kids up nicely and it will more than make up for the shortcomings your father had for you. Don't be silly. Take the money. Take the money but make it clear it doesn't change the hurt he's caused and can't be viewed as an apology expectation for forgiveness. Put it in a 529 for the kids' education. I want to deny this gift because accepting it means I forgive him in some way. Or that it was okay how he handled the divorce. You don't live in a TV show. $25,000 for each of your kids is a good thing. It doesn't mean you forgive him for all he did. It just means you get $50,000 for your kids. Think about them, not about the relation you have with your dad. Hope this helps. You don't have to forgive shit. Your kids get $25,000 each to spend on college from some soon-to-be dead asshole. Turning that down is only gonna hurt your kids. Plus, no matter how much you hate the guy for not wanting to be a part of your life, he did put in 18 years of service raising you. That's a lot of work to put in, especially if he isn't particularly fond of you or doesn't love you. The only person you are hurting by holding on to your anger is your children and yourself. Let it go. Take the money for your kids and move on with your life. I don't think it means you're forgiving him. It means you're taking his apathy and hurtfulness and turning it into opportunity for your kids. Turning something bad into something good. Accept the money and invest it for the kids to each receive when they are older. Refusing the gift would be pointless, and your children will hate you for doing this. Don't hurt your kids to make some big moral point. That money could really help them at some point in life. Especially if you invest it wisely now. Daffik. Take the free money and run. In fact, don't tell anyone and don't take the money until after he is dead and can't use it over your head. Then take the money and run. It's not yours to decline. It's intended for your children. Accept it and let them do with it what they decide to do when they are 18. Take the money. You don't have to like him to take it. It will help your kids. It's about their future, not your relationship. Nope. You take that money. Don't be stupid. Swallow the bitter pill and invest that money into your kids. Acceptance is not forgiveness. Take the cash and start college funds for your children so the money will be there if they decide to go. Take the money. Taking it doesn't mean you forgive him. Taking it means you're taking back payment. You would be stupid to not accept this money for your kids. It doesn't mean you forgive him. It will help pay for things your kids may need later. You can put it in trust for them for college or a down payment on a house.